Getting old sucks, but you know what's worse? Being a young and ignorant kid. I'm trying my best to avoid becoming an ignorant, closed-minded adult as much as I can, at least until I'm 40. But I think we can all relate at least a little bit thinking our younger selves as a nightmare of cringe and bad opinions. Today, I wanted to take a step in remedying that. And what better way than to go back and play some games in series I have initially written off. Every game in this video is something I tried out in the past, but for some reason, it just did not click. And in some cases, that shit just snapped trying to connect all the dots. Now, I know the title is a little bit clickbait, but I assure you, I am not here to shit on your favorite series, unless it deserves it. I did genuinely want to give each of these series a good second chance to prove themselves, because they're all critically acclaimed for a reason, right? Or maybe they're just shit. We'll find out soon. I have a pretty long list of game series I want to try out again, including games like Monster Hunter, Kirby, Metal Gears, Castlevania, Sonic. There's just so many, but today I'm just going to go over the first 3 that I tried. If you do like this video though, let me know which ones I should try out again in that exhaustive list. Anyway, let's spin the wheel and see what we get first. Ooh, Monster Hunter. That's a pretty popular one right now. I cannot wait to tear into this one. Monster Hunter is a series I have always wanted to try out. I mean, what's not to love about a series that's about slaying monsters, getting buff, and just hanging out with your friends? And back in 2015, I decided to rev up the 3DS, which was pretty bright and shiny at the time, and play some Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Initially, I was so dang excited. It was everything I hoped for. Killer monster designs, awesome armor and weapons. It was the whole package. Well, at least for like 10 hours. Eventually, one issue that became glaringly obvious is this game is a grind. The more I played it, the more it felt like a job, and I was doing everything in my power to not work when I was 19. So eventually I stopped. A couple years later, when I had my PS4, I finally decided to try out Monster Hunter World. I mean, open world, next gen Monster Hunter, more geared toward a Western audience. That sounds perfect for my Western American ass. But again, after 10 hours, I succumbed to the grind and moved on. I will give some props to this one though. This game is downright beautiful to look at. I can see why people are going back to this game in droves right now. I think the biggest flaw in my approach to this game was thinking there's going to be a cool story along with the amazing combat and monster hunting goodness. Maybe I haven't played enough yet, but I really did not click with the story and characters. After the first hour or 2, I was practically sleeping through the dialogue, so eventually I really just had to move on for my own health. Okay, but now it's 2023 for Monster Hunter is bigger than ever. I decided to pick up monsterhunterrise because it's the bright new shiny thing, and it's something I can also play on my Steam Deck and PC now that I have one of those. And maybe the grind won't be as bad this time. Seriously, again? Okay, so to be fair, this time I really tried harder than you honestly need to. I was downright forcing it at some points. I didn't just play this game, I was researching guides, checking out streams, looking up other special guides that are very geared towards my weapon and how to use it properly. But even this final time, I eventually succumbed to the grind once again. I did enjoy a lot of my time with the game, but it still just feels like I wasn't progressing at all in the game, and that was getting kind of annoying. And let me get this out of the way because I do not think these games are bad. I did think that way the first 2 times, but now that I dove a little harder, I recognize how wild this game series is. Years and years of compounding elements from all the games. Almost every release is better than the last and the true ultimate Monster Hunter experience. But unfortunately for me, right now, the grind is just too much and I wasn't having very much fun. I think if I had someone else to play with, it wouldn't be quite so as bad, and I think I would get a lot more into this. So during those grind sessions, I could at least chat with a friend or something, or whatever, but as of right now, I'm done with this series until I find some friends. But that's at least until Monster Hunter Wilds come out, and I eventually try that game out, because that game looks so cool, I just can't wait to. Alright, now let's take another spin at the wheel, and Alan Wake, a game I have really slept on, but now I am finally awake. That was too forced. I'm so sorry. So I never tried Alan Wake before, but I did play a couple Remedy games, and Remedy themselves has said all their games are connected in this weird little universe, so boom, it's a series. I think I convinced you now, so I just wanted to take a little bit of time to gush about Alan Wake. And right off the bat, I was so wrong about these games. A couple years ago, I couldn't get through 1 to 2 hours of both Quantum Break and Control. Immediately upon starting the game, I was just confused. My slightly younger brain thought, wow, what group of pretentious assholes made this shit? Then I listened to an interview with Sam Lake, the pretentious asshole in question, and watched his performance of a lifetime at the Game Awards, and I was so wrong about this man. He is an absolute genius and an amazing dancer. Now, I love Alan Wake. I initially had another video planned for this game, which could still happen, so keep a lookout for that one. But the gist is I fell in love with this game's story. This game is far from perfect. The gameplay and level design are a big old mixed bag. Running around this game, I swear, gave me arthritis. But piecing together all the elements of this game was unlike anything else I've ever played. And I think that's the most impressive part about this game. In an industry of repetitive schlock, this felt like something different, and I'm so happy I tried it. If you're also looking for a game that does something different with how it tells its story, I highly recommend this game. One of the things I heard before playing this game was that the story is a bit confusing, but to be honest, I was surprised. I pieced most of it together. I really like how they handled collecting all the transcript pieces as well. Afterwards, I watched an Alan Wake story explained video, and there were some things I missed and got confused on, but it's by no means the most convoluted story out there. Also, I thought I cursed myself trying out this game right after finishing Resident Evil 4 Remake, which has tight controls, amazing level design, and a kind of similar vibe. And again, Alan Wake does not excel in either of those things in my opinion, but just the way this story is told and unfolds is magical. I don't want to talk too much more about it though, in fear of spoiling too much. It's really a game you just need to try out and experience for yourself. Well, that leaves us with one more game, and that's Kirby! Just to be clear, I have always loved this pink inflatable blob. My problem has never been with the character itself, not sure what his pronouns are these days, but the problem I did have when I tried out one of these games back in high school was, wow, this is a baby game, it's too easy, I don't want to go back to playing Pokemon. And admittedly, I wasn't the most open person when it came to video games, mostly playing JRPGs. However, a couple years ago, Nintendo announced Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Initially, I indulged in all the mouthful mode memes, but largely ignored the actual game itself. And for the next year or so, I didn't even consider playing the game. But fast forward a couple months when I saw this game used and on sale for $35, and well, that was a heck of a deal, so what's the harm in trying it out? And holy shit, this game is fantastic, and it is a total blast to play. Who knew all I needed to get into Kirby was a decent 3D platformer with a hilarious but innovative fun mechanic. The world is so much fun to just run around in, and Kirby controls like a dream with his floaty controls. There's a decent challenge as well when trying to get all the collectibles, and car mouthful mode is probably one of my favorite power-ups of all time in a 3D platformer. I still haven't finished the game yet, but count me a Kirby fan from now on. Sometimes that's all you really need, just one game to get you into the series and past any prior prejudices. Right now, I am completely open to trying out any other Kirby game, and I cannot wait to see what they'll blow up next for our little gumball boy. If you are a Kirby fan, I really want to know in the comments what you think I should try out next, because there's a ton of games out there. Anyways, this little experience has been a lot of fun for me personally. I love being proven wrong, at least when I'm open to it. And I would say I'm still pretty open to all three of these series, and more so Kirby and the Remedy games, but we'll see how Monster Hunter Wilds goes next year, and I kind of want to do another one of these sometimes. Sometimes it's exhausting to do full reviews for games on here, so it's just fun to just talk about a couple games shortly. Anyways, I hope you had a good one, and I hope to see you next time.